Hello guys, NautoAce here, and I want to give my thoughts on the Animal Crossing New Horizon Direct. And I have to say, it was actually pretty good. So if you're an Animal Crossing fan, then a lot of content was here. You're gonna be happy about it. I'm happy about it because they actually have the game. I still need to do a lot in the game because I kind of don't play it a lot of it, but I do play some of it. So with that said, I want to give my thoughts on what they offer from free DLC and a paid DLC for the first time ever in an Animal Crossing game. And unfortunately, also in push come to shove, this is going to be the final update for the game. And you know, this is how Nintendo works. They don't really support the game that long. Normally it's 1.5 years, to some extent 2 years if it's really that good. But yeah, they don't support like their game that long, but it is what it is. That's how Nintendo works. But however, at the same time on this presentation, there was a bombshell that people said, oh my gosh, really, they're gonna go here, they're gonna do that? And that is, they finally revealed the price of the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack. And yeah, it's not good. And a different video, I kind of gave my thoughts about it prior to this presentation, so it's going to be a little bit different. There'll be a disclaimer on that video. But on a different video, I was saying that if the price was right, I would consider it, but unfortunately, it's not, so I'm going to explain that later. So first, my thoughts on the Animal Crossing New Horizon DLC. So it is a big free update. One, they brought back a lot of NPCs, such as Brewster, which is the coffee guy. They brought back Cap'n and some other NPC. Now you actually get to see them more. So the big one here actually are two, Cap'n and Brewster. So the Roos is back. You go to the museum on the second floor. You go to the left side of the area. Then there's Brewster. And then you can just drink coffee, invite Animal Crossing villagers, or play your villager. Not much, but if you're an Animal Crossing fan, you get the idea what it is. So not bad there. And then Cap'n will always be on the harbor area, and he'll take you to a random island, but you can get sources, materials that's not in your main island, and you can craft stuff there. So again, that's good. More to it. And another one is now villagers are able to cook. So that's something new. So a lot of those, like the stove, the oven, whatever, you can get ingredients and cook. And then a little bit of a spoiler is that if you eat something, you actually have an ability to dig up a tree and put it in your pocket. But every time you do that, there's like a number of times you can use it. So you can go up to 9 times. So if you eat 9 fruits or 9 food now, you're able to do it 9 times. That's really it. New items are going to be introduced. And then another one is Harvey's Island now is going to be improved. So now there's that pink poodle is back. And then some of the NPCs are back. Or you're going to see them more, such as the Sahara, the camel is there. The skunk that sells shoes. Leaf, the marsupial is there. And then Katrina, the black cat, the fortune teller is going to be there. Cyrus and his wife are now there. Now there's more role. And then Harvey's going to do more role. And his island, you're going to help him build by, of course, with bells. You can help it build the place to make it to a better marketplace. So that's pretty good. So, and there's even more, like new villagers are coming in. So that's the free update. And then the paid one is they introduce Happy Home Paradise, which is sort of a pseudo sequel to Happy Home Academy on the 3DS. So this time it's an island theme. So it's the same deal. It looks like it, but there's new features they added in. Like it's more new villagers, more new NPC. And then, of course, you can now readjust the house, change the size, put some divider, walls, support beams, you name it. So, again, they are ending it with a big bang. So, that's pretty good. And it's going to be $24.99 for that DLC. So, again, not bad for what it is, what they show there. So, for that one, I have to say, yeah, props to the Animal Crossing team. So now while they're doing that, they showed an ad for the expansion pack. And first they said, well, if you buy this expansion pack, you're also able, for limited time with the subscription, to play the Happy Home Paradise. Plus, you get to play an N64 game in Genesis for, get ready for the price, $49.99. So yeah, that's the bombshell. People are like, oh my gosh. And you can see the overview trailer. This likes a lot of people complain, myself of course. It's like I said, you gotta let your voice be heard. And like I said before, get in the company's face. You're gonna have to be like outspoken to some extent. Let your voice heard, give your opinion, because if you don't say anything, they're not gonna care, and they're gonna basically just, oh well, nobody gives a crap about it, and that's it. And the bottom line is, will Nintendo do something about it? Well, probably not. So I'm gonna give my thoughts about that a bit later, but before that, I want to kind of show some sort of analogy about this, because in the end of the day, whether you agree to the price or not, as Nintendo Prime would say it, it's the eye of the beholder. Why? So, like I said, that the Animal Crossing free update is actually good, minus the unfortunate that still, as of right now, no NES console furniture, just like the GameCube version. That's the best feature in my opinion, but of course, you got the Nintendo Switch Online. Of course, in the past, the Virtual Console. Makes sense, I don't agree with it. And then, of course, for the paid DLC, definitely $24.99 kind of makes sense, because the actual original game for the 3DS, Happy Home Designer, the one I bought came with a 3DS Amiibo reader. It was $30. I mean, the game itself with the reader, it's $40. Of course, that game actually went $5 below, but that's a different story there. So, before I give my thoughts on the expansion pack for the NOS, which is sort of a controversy, my opinion about it, of course, is that it's kind of overpriced. But I gotta give credit to Emily Roger, Nintendo Prime, and other people. They said due to license, and that Sega apparently was whining how they did not make the money during the Virtual Console for the Wii. That's why it wasn't on the Wii U. But, you know, it is what it is, whatever. And then Nintendo Prime always says this, and I can agree with it. It's the eye of the beholder, which is, it's your opinion whether XYZ is worth that. I mean, if you think Metroid Dread is worth $60, that's your call, whatever. So with that said, my personal opinion, do I think that the NOS expansion pack worth $50 or the $30 price hike? Well, before I answer that, I'm going to show you this. Neptunia Reverse, and of course this game is no Final Fantasy, it's a niche title. However, I got this for $40. There was a sale, credit to Warrior 64 Cheap Ass Gamer. However, the question is, does this game worth $40? $10 offset, because it's actually $50 MSRP. If you are an Uber fan of Idea Factory, the Neptunia series, if you follow my channel, I always talk about it. It's one of my favorite company. The eye of the beholder rule is, for me personally, yes. To the general consumer, probably not. Would I recommend it for them to say, hey, what is $40? Is that a good alternative to Final Fantasy, Tales of whatever, Trails of Cold Steel, like that? I hate to say it. I'm an Idea Factory super fan. I support what they do, but I would not recommend it, even if it's $40. If it's $30, maybe. If it's $20, super sale, whatever, definitely. So you kind of see there that the eye of the beholder rule there. So with that said, what about the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack? So like I said, yes, it is in the eye of the beholder. It is your opinion. There are people have said it is just worth the $30 price hike, the $50, because now I get to play N64 games, 60 Hz if you're in Europe, maybe outpriced to some extent, but the biggest one is able to play online with friends. That's a big deal, especially for the N64. Of course with the Genesis, but not a lot of people like the Genesis. And the reason is why I said that was, the problem with this right now is there's a lot of factors. First of all, if you're a Genesis fan, N64 fan, and an AC fan, then there's no problem there. You're going to say, yeah, $50 worth it, because I get to play Happy Home Paradise, I get to play Genesis, N64 game on the Switch with my friends. Awesome there. So there's no problem. But what if you're someone who don't care about the Jensen, or someone who don't care about Animal Crossing DLC? Would you really pay $50 just to play N64 games with friends? Again, see, that's the problem there, especially online, that's what I meant. So there's a lot of big factor, the problem there, yeah. So do I think it should be worth $50? No. Like I said, when I saw that price, I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh no, really, Nintendo? So yeah, that's not good. And you can see it on the overview trailer, a lot of dislike. Even the Japanese one also, and a lot of people even comment. Like, some of my comment I would say was, wow, Nintendo, you just made Gold and Plus look good over your expansion pack. So good job there. And I gotta give credit to Nintendo Prime and Emily Roger. They did theorize that they said was the reason Emily Roger believed that it could be something to do with Genesis, because apparently there's some bad situation during the Wii Virtual Console that Sega was not happy with the situation with the Virtual Console on the Wii, with the Sega Genesis game, because they weren't making money out of it, and there was a lack of market. That's why there was no Wii version of the Virtual Console. So they were not happy. I guess Nintendo said, well, let's try this again. There you go. And she said that it's probably something to do with the license. Again, if it's true, Sega, you guys are a bunch of a-hole. If it's not, then there's probably more than meets the eye with Nintendo. Because another thing I have to put in here, and I'll probably do a different video, is that Switch Force actually did a video about a former Nintendo employee in America that said that Nintendo somehow with Furukawa, they're now more about business than passion than what. Again, first of all, I really suggest for anyone to not go to an argument about Furukawa versus Iwata. It's not cool. Again, I already gave my thoughts about it. There are ups and downs from both sides of the president, with Iwata, Furukawa. I would not really suggest going to that argument. It's a weak argument. It's very also disrespectful to some extent. I get it. I see people quoting Iwata's about paid service, but again, there's always been ups and downs on both sides. So, but I would just really suggest not to basically go there, because, like I said, they're not perfect, but the idea is they gotta make money. And the reason why some say, hey, look, how come it's all about money than before? Look at the Wii U era days. Look what happened. They lost $500 million. They had a price drop that they shouldn't have done. They were trying to rectify that, and that's the reason. But again, this is not here or there, but I'm going to give my thoughts about that in a different video there. So with that said, off with the expansion pack, do I agree with the price? No, it's very, very expensive. Unfortunately, I will not be trying out. I was considering trying it out, but now I'm like, nah, I'm not going to be doing it. Unfortunately, not for the time being. Of course, with the pandemic, I don't think that's really a good idea. But probably Nintendo is like Nintendo does. They don't sell at a loss. They don't eat the cost. That's always been their deal. Because if they did, look what happened with the Wii U and the 3DS. Just saying that. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. But there are going to be some that are probably going to do it. They're going to try it just for 1 year, take that out. Because I know Modern Vintage Gamer actually, when he gave his opinion, said he is going to try it just to give his opinion. Same goes with Nintendo Prime. Going to give his opinion about it. He'll try it on some other people. And you might say, well, it's kind of been the purpose of letting your voice search, voting with your wallet to change it. Well, yes and no. But the bottom line is that a lot of these people are willing to take that L to some extent and see if it's good or not. They're going to give their opinion, their impression of it. Should you do it as just a consumer? Because if they're doing it, at least something to do with their job, their YouTube job, at least it helps information. Just saying there, but again, hopefully Nintendo do kind of change their mind. But again, I doubt it. Like I said, Nintendo's known for not reacting to anything. Barely with the 3DS, because not a lot of people were buying it at launch, and the Vita kind of undermined it. With the Wii U, not a lot of people were buying Wii U. They did try to stick it out, but when the PS4 came out for, I think it was $3.99. Deluxe at the time was $3.49. They were undermined to a point that they had to do a price drop. And yeah, in the financial report they said, yeah, because of it we lost a lot of money. I mean, it is what it is. But will they react to this expansion pack? Chances are probably not. Probably not. So am I gonna get it? For the time being, not. If something changed, Nintendo said, especially Nintendo of America said, hey, look, we're gonna fix this. We made a mistake. Well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Like I said, Nintendo are known for not reacting to anything. So those are my thoughts on the AC, DLC, the update, and the expansion pack. The Animal Crossing part, excellent. They ended with a big bang. The DLC, the paid one, it actually looks like it's its own game within a game. So again, if you play Happy Home Designer, then you understand what the game is. So again, awesome there. And as for the expansion pack, again, it is what it is. Very expensive, but we'll just have to wait and see. So with that, I'll see you guys later.